I'm going to do a weekly segment on MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy, as we know, under Michael Saylor, their CEO, is the largest corporate Bitcoin holder in the world. Okay. As of today, they are at 471,000 Bitcoin, worth about $50 billion. Last time I checked, Bitcoin was about 105K. Pretty close to an all-time high. But there's something happening to MicroStrategy that people have to understand. Last time Bitcoin was 95,000, MicroStrategy was at $540 a share. Bitcoin is 10% higher almost at 105,000. Where's MicroStrategy? It's about $350 a share. So what happened? Well, something called MNAV is getting shrunk on MicroStrategy. That's multiplier to net asset value. A lot of people question Michael Saylor. They say he's a gambler. I don't think he's a gambler. I think he's a genius. But that's my opinion. We'll find out if I'm right or wrong in the longer term picture. So MicroStrategy, what they do is they issue shares and buy Bitcoin immediately. Then they issue convertible bonds to be converted into shares at a much higher price later on and buy Bitcoin immediately. So that's how they have accumulated 471,000 Bitcoin. And for the last 11 weeks in a row, MicroStrategy has bought Bitcoin on the weekend. Okay. Well, now, this week, actually, it's going to come out. MicroStrategy is going to issue, FYI, the shareholders gave Mr. Michael Saylor the approval to increase the share count from 330 million to 10.3 billion shares on common. And they gave him the authority, or the company, the authority to raise new, 1 billion shares of preferred stock. So I think Michael Saylor's strategy is this. So they already had the approval on the convertible bonds or notes, share sales, at the market share sales, convertible notes, and now preferred shares. Preferred stock is called perpetual preferred shares. Okay. So he's creating this financial supermarket for all other institutions who cannot legally in their charter are allowed to go buy Bitcoin. Okay. But you can come buy a MicroStrategy convertible bond and he's going to go buy Bitcoin. So he is your proxy. And MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor is your proxy as a corporate entity to invest in Bitcoin because they're all immediately going to go buy Bitcoin. He's doing that at the market stock sales. He's doing that with convertible notes and bonds. And now he's going to do it with preferred stocks because there are companies that can only buy bonds. Well, he created that model. Okay, you can come buy some of my bonds and I'll go put the money into Bitcoin. You're not directly participating in Bitcoin, but indirectly, you're participating in Bitcoin by owning the convertible notes. Now he's going to do it preferred shares. There are companies who cannot touch bonds. There are companies who cannot touch Bitcoin, but they can only invest in preferred shares. Well, that's what he's doing now. So according to Wall Street, here's the last bit of financial tools that MicroStrategy is going to present. So they're issuing 8% preferred, perpetual preferred coming on Thursday. This coming on Thursday in 4 days, and it's going to trade under a different symbol than MSTR, right? It's going to trade as STRK. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the symbol, but I'll double check and get back to you guys on Monday on that. So why is MicroStrategy issuing preferred, right? The company, the largest corporate Bitcoin holder with nearly 50 billion in the cryptocurrency, wants to diversify its funding sources to buy Bitcoin because some companies cannot buy Bitcoin. And that's why he's facilitating through MicroStrategy for other companies to go indirectly invest in Bitcoin. The deal terms for this perpetual preferred shares that he's going to offer, this tranche is going to be about $250 million. The preferred will carry an 8% annual dividend and convert into MicroStrategy at a stock at $1,000 a share. Think about it. It's triple from here, okay? So this is all based on under one rule, one condition. MicroStrategy is a proxy for Bitcoin. MicroStrategy moves up when Bitcoin moves up. Bitcoin moves down, MicroStrategy moves down. Period. There is no ifs, there is no buts. If Bitcoin is going to go to 200,000 this year, MicroStrategy should double. Maybe not as much as a double, but maybe a little bit less than that. So Mr. Michael Saylor has found the infinite money glitch on Wall Street, and he's coming up with all these new products for others using his company to invest in Bitcoin. Should you do that? No. What I do is that I do not trade Bitcoin. I said this many times. What I trade is the surrogates of Bitcoin, proxies such as MicroStrategy, such as MSTU, which is the 2x ETF, MSTZ, which is the 2x ETF on the downside, and those options that they have. In fact, those may have been the pings or dings because I shorted MSTU puts this week. I shorted the 9.5 puts, 9 puts, and 8.5 puts when Bitcoin pulled back to 92,000. So every time Bitcoin pulls back to 92,000, 93,000, 95,000, I start selling puts on these cash secured puts. Okay, because I'm thinking Bitcoin is in a trading range between 92 and 110, just like it was in a trading range between 52 and 70 for 7 months. And when it broke out, it went to 110. I think the same thing is happening now. So as long as we're in a trading range, I'm going to sell puts every time Bitcoin goes down to 92. I'm not going to sell Bitcoin. I'm not going to trade Bitcoin. I'm going to go sell the proxy of MicroStrategy, which is the 2x ETFs or MicroStrategy itself. And that's my intent. And when it breaks out, I'll leave it alone. But at the moment, I'm creating quite a handsome cash flow with the options on MSTU by selling puts, selling calls, collecting premium, and because money is sitting in the account cash anyway, so what's the point of just having it sit there?